Well, first, I think I would like to thank the Chinese Cultural Center and Nicholas for curating this exhibition so sensitively, because I think all the works in the exhibition speak to each other. I'm finding it very nice standing here, listening to Nolan Lucas's birds, because it makes me feel as if I'm in my home. And I guess that takes me to this work, because this work was inspired by the place that I live in, but also by, as Nick has probably said in his interview, by various locations I've spent time in my life, one of which, of course, was China. I spent some time there with Eugenia Raskopoulos, who I believe was in this exhibition last year. In fact, I have to just do this, show you this picture. Nick showed me this amazing picture. Can you pronounce the name of the place where it is?
Xinjiang.
Xinjiang.
Yeah.
Xinjiang. I think I have to go there because this is where I live, which is the Lithgow Lost City. It's a pagoda city. And I think I'm going to make another work coming out of these two meeting each other. It's very much about the environment because the pagodas, very unfortunately, are being mined underneath. And so some of them are collapsing, and there are beautiful swamps, high swamps, but they're draining, the water is draining out because of the tunneling underneath. And the heritage of this place is extraordinary. It's Aboriginal land, and there are drawings there. I haven't made a direct copy. I couldn't do that because it's very special, and to do that it would have to be an Aboriginal person. But I spoke to the Land Council in Bathurst and various elders, and they're very happy for me to work initially with the contours of the land and then allow my more imaginative portrait of the place to emerge. And it's quite interesting when you look at it, because this was actually the first one that I made, and the river follows through like this, but it's very green with beautiful blue river going through. The river contours are actually correct, and there's green on the hills, and it's alive. It's like spring. It's like the beginning. And then as you move through, we begin to lose some of the blue, some of the green. It becomes darker. Still a bit of blue, And as we get back towards here, you can actually see that the coal mining and the tunneling has taken effect, and the landscape is beginning to die. And it's been very interesting for me because so many people haven't seen these Australian pagodas or didn't even know about them. And so I've spent quite a lot of time talking to people, and now this work actually, after it's been here, is going to be in the centre of an environmental conference up in Lithgow, where these are from, and the National Trust are involved, and it's really going to raise awareness of environmental issues. As in fact, look at Amza Halkas here. What she's saying about these poor animals whose habitat is lost. So I've talked about losing the landscape. She's also talked about losing that habitat. And Nolan's is about losing the birds. In China, I collected some of these beautiful cut out works. They're so delicate and beautiful, but poignant. They're about the same issues. And the waterfall, I think of it as a waterfall over here. It's lovely to see works that are about shadow and about water. And these ones about food, really. We're losing food, aren't we? And these beautiful fan shapes here. All of the work, in fact, is responding to these incredibly important environmental issues. But for me, I also feel that because we're doing this, we're bringing hope, and young people like you really are able to sort of take this on board and move forward. I mean, it's very exciting, really, to see the next generation really responding to these issues. Oh, yeah, I should tell you the other interesting thing about it for me, important thing, is that these are all made out of recycled woolen blankets that I collected from opportunity shops. And it's kind of another environmental issue that these beautiful woolen blankets would be virtually thrown away. And I collected them all the way through the opportunity shops, through the Blue Mountains, right up to Lismore. And then I dyed them. I worked sort of I know when you look at these pictures, you realize that actually the colors are accurate, but it took me a very long time because I cut all the layers by hand and slowly built up my repertoire of colors. But it is about reusing beautiful materials that get thrown away, and then they get thrown away and replaced by plastic and things that are actually damaging to the environment. So it's important that for me is also a very important fact. Yeah. And I should also say that when I was in China with Eugenia and Michael, her husband, we went to places like Shen Xiaomin's studio and saw his beautiful work of The Forbidden City, which was, I don't know how he made it, and we saw other works too that were kind of inspired by landscape and quite monumental. And so that, in a sense, gave me the courage to make something this big. I think the next one's going to be bigger. I have to just show you this picture, which astonished me. I've got to find the most beautiful one.